Hey, groovy cats and chicks, it's me, the world's most dangerous filmmaker, Rock Savage, and I'm back here. And I'm back with some interesting, should I say, interesting news. Well, I don't know if it could be called news. It's about news. It's about fake news and vampires. You say, what the hell, Rock? What does vampires have to do with fake news? Well, I'm glad you asked me. Actually, it has to do a lot, believe it or not. Actually does. As you know, there's been a lot of fake news around lately. A lot of people don't know how far back it goes. It goes all the way back to the Spanish American War. There was a thing called yellow journalism, probably goes back further. There was yellow journalism. There was always fake news. And recently, I'm sure you heard that somebody got sued for fake news. ABC News, also owned by Disney, the Mickey Mouse, it's a Mickey Mouse operation, ABC News, where they told a lie about Donald Trump, George Sloppy-Nopolyps. Yeah, that should be his name. It's George Sloppy-Nopolyps. But anyway, he, he's told lies about Trump. I'm not going to get into details. Trump sued $15 million, which is going to go to Trump's presidential library, and $1 million for his attorneys, which means you should not lie or do fake news because it will cost you money. And that's what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about some fake news from the past. It's all about fake news. A German, dashing, good-looking playboy type who was the Austin Powers of his time, and how he became the vampire of the Autobahn. So let's go into the past here, the recent past of, well, not that recent, I guess, but let's go back to the groovy early 1960s. And unfortunately, you know where the Autobahn is. If you're not familiar with the Autobahn, I'll tell you, it's the highway where there's really no speed limit on the Autobahn in Germany. I think maybe a suggested speed limit of 90, which is shocking, but they go real fast on the Autobahn. Anyway, there were hitchhikers being murdered by a serial killer on the Autobahn. They didn't use the word serial killer back then, but that's exactly what it was. And apparently this witness said that the killer had a red car that he picked up one of the girls in. And then somebody said that red car belonged to this millionaire playboy, this young man who inherited a lot of money and also did investments and was a party guy. He had a mauve blonde hair, the kind the Beatles had, and he was a very groovy kind of guy in the early 60s, and he was vacationing in Spain. Well, immediately the police said, "Oh yeah, this is our suspect." They didn't bother to look at any other suspects because the German police were idiots. They were like the Keystone Cops or the Three Stooges. They were not Sherlock Holmes, and they sure as hell weren't Dick Tracy. And they definitely weren't Columbo. So these ass clowns, these German ass clowns, decided that was their suspect, and they talked to the press. The press didn't, as usual, the press, the legacy press, the drive-by media, the lamestream media, whatever you want to call them, even back then in Germany, they ran with the story and they started making crap up about this poor guy, pretty much already assuming he was the killer. He doesn't even know he's being accused. He's in Spain and he reads about it in the papers. And the Spanish papers are pretty much condemning him, saying, "Yeah, he's guilty. Yeah, put this guy away. He's a playboy. He's sleazy. He seduces innocent women." He goes immediately back to Germany and turns himself in. There's no evidence this guy had anything to do with it. There's inconsistency with the witnesses. They find him not guilty. And then the fun begins. He sues the German newspaper. He sues the Spanish newspapers. And he sues the German authorities. So the police look like they got doo-doo on their face, and rightfully so. However, his reputation has been hurt. By the way, the stupid cops, the stupid German cops, never did find this serial killer, which is a shame. But anyway, now I'm going to tell you about the cool part, the vampire part. You see, he was being called the vampire of the Autobahn. And the word vampire was being used sort of like to mean killer, but there was a Spanish director in Spain who made horror movies. His name was Jose Luis Madrid. And he said, he made a whole mess of horror movies, and he kept hearing about this guy. So he gave him a phone call. He says, hey, how would you like to be in my movie? I heard about the problems you had there. And so he made a whole series of movies with this guy as a vampire, and one of the most famous ones was from 1971, and the American title is called The Horrible, Sexy Vampire. What a great title. And as you can see from our picture up there, that's from the movie poster. And I forgot the gentleman's real name, the actor, but his stage name became Waldemar Wolfgart. And so he became the vampire of the Autobahn. And like I said, the horrible, sexy vampire, very sexy movie. Lots of naked ladies from Spain and Europe. And of course, our German guy, our German international man of mystery, played the vampire. Because, if life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. And he'd had a pretty good... So not only was he an international playboy, he became basically a B-movie horror star. And there you go. And this movie, would I recommend it? It is a curiosity. Not as great as the Hammer films, but it's a lot of fun. And there's lots of naked babes in it and some gore. So I would highly recommend this. And so there you go. There's a chapter in fake news and a chapter in B-movies, grindhouse movies, and vampire movies. And yes, this movie did appear in the grindhouses of the United States and, of course, the drive-in movie circuit as well. And yes, I would suggest checking it out. I have it on DVD. You can do a search online. There's some companies, some boutique companies, and some not so boutique companies you can get it for a better price, and get it on DVD or Blu-ray. I'm not sure if it's available on Blu-ray, but it doesn't matter. It's a cool movie. Check it out. A piece of vampire history and a piece of interesting fake news history as well, since it's so topical these days. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. If you like this, I would appreciate it if you support the parallel economy by clicking down below at my website, www.savagefilmgroup.com, and buy some independent films from me, which of course are the ones I make, because I have my own. I've been making movies since 1980. I'd appreciate your business. They're on DVD. They're a great bargain. It's 2 DVDs. One has the movie, and the other one has loaded with extras and nostalgia, drive-in movie stuff, and the drive-in movies, lobby stuff. Promos for the lobby, and lots of good stuff there. So I really highly recommend it. I got lots of movies I think you will dig. You'll find quite groovy. So yeah, go and check it out, and support the parallel economy, support independent and underground filmmakers. And that's all we got for you today. So stay groovy. Bye.